Here we are taking a look at Euro Rally Champion that was released on the PlayStation 2 back in 2005. The game is more of a budget style rally game with the emphasis on more simulation style gameplay mechanics. The game actually got mixed to good reviews, but the difficulty of the game is actually considered to be very tough and unforgiving. So the premise of the game, again, with it being a lot more kind of like simulation focused, you will race on different types of terrain, tracks, all sorts of treacherous type of roads and environments, all while trying to get to the end point of each track within an allotted time. And you also have to try and make sure that you're the quickest on that track as well, and that's while also avoiding all those initial kind of humps in the road and even all those challenges that you will encounter throughout the course of each stage. It's just your typical kind of like rally type of affair when you're actually playing these type of games. If you're a fan of rally, or if you know anything about even WRC or different types of rally events, you'll be very familiar with games like this. With it being a more budget focused style rally game, like the graphics on the game are actually quite good, although they wouldn't be as visually appealing compared to more high-end rally games that you'd be more familiar with on the PlayStation, the likes of the WRC series or the likes of even the Colin McRae games that were also released on the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2 back in the day. But this is something that definitely tries to take a different spin or has a different take on the rally type of style. The one thing to note from actually playing the games as well, like other similar rally games, the tracks are very diverse and focused on trying to avoid different traps and environments, and you have to adjust your play style and even with the handling physics of the car, because the terrain affects the handling of each car that you're driving. There are a number of different cars that are available in the game, but you don't get access to them pretty much from the start of the game. You actually have to unlock them through the course of play. The one major thing to note with this game is that the difficulty curve and the level of which you can increase your skill will actually take quite a bit of time to get used to, because this is a very difficult game to master. A lot of people, even from back in the day, that actually have played this, even in magazines, people did enjoy the game, but that was one of the major gripes that they actually did find with it, that the game is very difficult. Because again, unlike the likes of Colin McRae and even WRC, where even though you do have to control the car and to try and you have a fight to try and keep the car on the track, this game doesn't have the same refined aesthetics or mechanics compared to those games. So you'll find yourself slipping and sliding off the roads very easily and toppling the car with very little effort. But again, it's definitely something that's different. It will take a bit more patience and a bit more finesse to really get a feel for the game and to get used to the controls. But when you get the hang of it, it actually is an enjoyable enough title, and you will get something out of it. But in saying that, the tracks themselves, even though the graphics are actually decent in it, they wouldn't be as visually appealing, like I mentioned, compared to some of the other games as I've mentioned on the system, because you find yourself, the environment seems to be very similar throughout the course of each track, and it never really seems to change, even no matter how far you go on through the tracks. But at the same time, the tracks themselves, compared to other rally games that I've played personally on the PlayStation 1 and even the PlayStation 2, even compared to like even modern titles, the rally stages in this game are actually very long. Like, you will easily spend between 10, sometimes even 15 minutes just on one track just to get through it. But then I suppose at the same time it is trying to be more simulation focused, so that generally is the premise of a lot of time that you would actually have to complete stages in real world rally events anyway. So for that time period, this is what they were actually trying to do. Now the game, although not perfect, it is flawed in its own ways, and for a budget style rally game, it is worth something that is actually worth looking into if you're just looking for something that's a little bit unique and different. But again, just note that it does present a very adequate and quite difficult challenge, because the cars, like I mentioned, they are hard to master. You will slide off very easily, especially if you try to increase the speed of the car. And if you gain any sort of speed, it's very easy just to slide off. The slightest little tip of the controller will have you veering off and spinning off into a tree or into a wall very quickly without very little effort. So you really do have to be aware of your overall speed of the car at any given time, especially when you're on straight parts, because that's actually where you will crash the most, even more so than going into corners, unlike other type of rally games. so you do have to be a bit careful with that. But with those gripes aside, if you want to play something a little bit different, then Euro Rally Champion might be something that might be worth looking into, especially if you want to try out some of the more budget style games that were released on the system back in the day. And I'd love to know what your experiences and thoughts are of this game. Did you actually play it back in the day, and if so, what are your overall thoughts of the game? Be sure to share it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more style videos like this, where I do explore other style games and even other quirkier style budget friendly and rally style games on the PlayStation 2, then make sure to leave a like on the video. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel, and again hit that bell icon to be updated whenever future videos are released. Also be sure to check out some of the other videos here on screen, where I do provide other helpful reviews and gameplay videos of similar unique and quirky style games that were released also on the PlayStation 2, where I share my experience and thoughts with everyone. So make sure to go and check those videos out, and I will see you all over in the next one.